We have to speak about Lucid Motors. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. And today we're speaking about one of the biggest stocks we've really covered on this channel. One of the ones that has been most consistent on this channel since literally day one, all the way back here. We bought in before it was confirmed when it was a SPAC. We sold out a lot up here. But all it has done since is provide disappointment, especially to the people who weren't in from day one, who didn't get to buy in early and didn't get to sell the tops. The people who did get caught in the hype here and never got to sold out. I know there's still a lot of people who have been on the wrong side of Lucid Motors. And today what I want to do is I want to speak about where they are as a business right now, what they are currently doing, some good things, and honestly a couple of worrying things in the shorter term. But I also do want to speak about where the stock price is in relation to moving averages, why I believe it is considerably lower than where it should be when compared to some of its peers even. I mean, it's come down, it's been hit a lot harder than some of its peers who haven't necessarily even performed any better, if not worse, than Lucid have. Now, I think a lot of people got too excited about Lucid very quickly, myself being one of them. Thankfully, we turned that excitement into a sell and realized, you know, even if it got too crazy for me even at one stage, but now it's kind of come back to reality. It's not 2020. It's not 2020 anymore. I mean to say that hype isn't there. You can't just buy stocks and all of them go up. So what should you be doing with your Lucid Motor stocks right now? Just yesterday, I saw one of you guys in the comments told me you sold out of your position. We see more and more messages like that, and I mean, I can't blame anyone. I definitely would have been more inclined to sell a while ago if it wasn't for being risk-free, and now looking at the stock price, I wish I did as well. So really quickly, guys, could I ask you to hit that juicy like button? It means a lot to me. And if you enjoy this video and end up getting any value out of this video, just subscribe, and then you can come back for more content, baby. Why not? So the first thing I want to do is, again, a lot of this is going to be focused on psychology and stock price action. So yesterday we got the piece of news here that Lucid Group gained 7% on a supply deal with Panasonic Energy for EV batteries. And now, me personally, I think this is fantastic. Every EV company right now is going through supply chain issues, is going through issues with getting batteries full stop. So seeing something like this going on as of this moment in time is very good, especially when we combine it with a couple of things such as them really trying to push sales and deliveries for the end of year. It means that it looks like the supply chain isn't too bad overall, which again is something that not a lot of EV companies can say as of this moment in time. But you will see that the stock's price has gone down big time. So it actually initially popped yesterday and went up about 7% before closing the day in the red. And as of right now, it's down about 2.5% nearly, and it shows no sign of slowing down. The overall EV market is down as well, to be fair, but again, Lucid is one of the worst performing ones that there is, which is quite odd to see. And I think right now the problem with Lucid as a stock, not speaking about it from a company point of view, is there just isn't buyers at the moment. I mean, there quite literally is not people buying this stock. And if you've followed stocks for a while, or even if you followed this channel for a while, you know that when people aren't buying, people are going to sell. And even people who want to buy the stock will sell in hopes of buying in cheaper. Now, that's not something most long-term investors will recommend that you do, but the fact of the matter is that is something that happens. I'd like to point out on the daily chart, okay, this is the most oversold Lucid has ever been. Now, that's going all the way back to here, the very start of January 2021. This is the most oversold the stock has literally ever been, and you have to wonder how much longer can it possibly go on before getting some sort of a pop to the upside. We'll speak about where that could be approximately relatively soon. But how long can this go on? How long can the sellers have this much control over the buyers before the buyers finally say, you know what, this is the price I'm happy to put some money into this company at the long term? And again, we've seen all of this selling pressure. Just as quickly we can get buying pressure. Maybe it hits $6 a share and there's a group of 100,000 investors out there waiting to buy this company at $6, and then you see it start to come back up. People stop selling. A lot of the people who sold start buying back in. That's why I think when we see an upward move with Lucid, we're going to see a fairly aggressive upward move. That's what I do believe personally, considering how long this selling pressure has kept up. I mean, it has been months and months and months. And again, guys, I guarantee there are thousands and thousands and thousands of investors waiting to buy this company, but are just afraid because they don't know quite how low it can go. So that's one thing. We see good news come out, we see the stock go up, and immediately, literally at the snap of a fingers, we see it go red, like so quickly. And again, there's good things going on at Lucid right now. So this is still from earlier on in November, so it's a while ago, but Lucid announced a $600 million at the market program and a $915 million investment by unit of Saudi's PIF. Now, if it wasn't for them, there would be no Lucid, and they can keep Lucid going for a very, very, very long time. And Air will not offer seller pledge any Lucid shares for 6 months after the date of any private placement. Now, if they wanted to have sold any of their Lucid shares, they would have done it by now. They didn't sell any up here. Well, they couldn't due to lock-in agreements, but they could have sold their shares here when it's consolidating in the 15s and the 21s, and they didn't. In fact, they are buying more at cheaper prices on a quarterly basis, and they will continue to do so for the considerable future. They are staying in Lucid's corner, and they are going to stay in Lucid's corner for a very considerable period of time. I don't think we will ever see them leave. If we do, it'll be very surprising, and that would be a one quick cue to potentially leave Lucid yourself. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Now, Lucid has disappointed, particularly with the last earnings in regard to deliveries. As of right now, we see this headline. Lucid is offering employees $18,000 discounts to buy its cars by the end of the year, trying to rack up orders. Now, that is exactly what this is, and this can be seen as a good and a bad thing. It can have a sense of desperation to it. You know, they really need to sell cars, and they're not making the deliveries, so they're giving it to their employees. Now, obviously, it's very easy for them to come out and say that they're looking to reward their employees by giving them this discount on the cars, and I mean, that is true. If you are somebody who works for Lucid and wants one of these cars, you're going to be very happy with it. The employees are going to receive $500 each pay period, which covers 2 weeks worth of payments until the payments total $18,000, provided they continue to work at Lucid. So again, it incentivizes people to stay at the company as well if they are to buy a vehicle. So me personally, from a business point of view, I do think this is a good look from Lucid. I think it's good. I could understand why people would say it's just reeks of desperation, but most companies have incentives like this. I mean, you can also look at Apple's, and you could look at them, you know, giving their discounts on shares to employees as a similar kind of thing. I know it's not exactly the same, but I don't look too much into this. Now, one thing that is going on right now is Lucid are being very persistent in trying not to let people cancel their orders. And again, guys, we have to remember this is a business. This isn't for fun. This is a business, okay? So we're just going to read through this quickly. As they race to sell more luxury electric vehicles by the end of the year, Lucid Motors is upping pressure on its retail workers and introducing a new protocol to slow customer order cancellations. Now, this is important. If we just skip here for a second, the reservations for their cars dropped from 37,000 in Q2 to 34,000 in Q3. Now, you're always going to see this with pretty much any of them, to be honest, because a lot of people will just put an order in with no intention whatsoever of buying the car. Even if there is a small deposit to pay or whatever, it's going to happen. You literally do see this happen with everyone, but that is a large drop off quarter over quarter, and some of those definitely are going to be coming from actual potential customers. The two memos have been sent over the past 2 months, come amid the young automakers' rush to ramp deliveries before December 31st, as delivered vehicles this year have lagged behind production. Lucid produced a total of 3,687 vehicles in the first 3 quarters, short of the pace it needs to hit its target of the year, which is between 6,000 and 7,000, and that is already lower than the target was earlier on in the year. So you can see where they would be doing everything they can to keep those customers, keep those orders. Every cancellation is a failure, read an email sent to Lucid retail employees. The email laid out an elaborate process for saving those failures. I won't make you read all this, but essentially what they're doing is they're ringing up the person who puts in the cancellation request online. If they don't answer, they will be rang another 3 days in a row. Then it gets sent to a manager of sorts, and then it can go on for up to 2 weeks before the cancellation actually goes through. So again, it's not like other companies don't do this. This is a relatively standard practice, to be fair, especially on high-ticket items such as these very expensive cars. But yeah, there is a slight sense of desperation. Now, again, guys, we have to remember what stage of the life cycle this company is at. We need to remember the growth they need to perform over the next 2 to 3 years in order to be successful. We need to expect hiccups like this to happen. Obviously, when you're actually living through them and seeing it affect your stock's price, that is when it is upsetting to an extent, we can say. But I don't think there's anything incredibly surprising here. They're doing what they can. They're showing initiative. I'd rather see that from my CEO than just accepting the order cancellations at the snap of a fingers. That's better business practice. Now, if we take a look at the stocks chart, again, this red line here is our 200-day moving average, which is currently up at $17 a share. we are down at $7.81 a share. We are more oversold than we have ever been. A lot of companies won't get to this RSI. A sub 25 RSI is very, very low. Our 50-day moving average even is up at 1180 a share. We could say here our November highs before this next leg of the downward move happened. That was 1473. We also did just have like an area of resistance and more so consolidation here at about 1549. So I think this is going to be a very, very interesting price point in the future. And I know looking at the chart, this kind of move looks absolutely insane. But Lucid has moved very quickly in the past. Here you can see from 13.43 all the way up to nearly $22. Here's a $20 all the way up to $28 in a matter of days, if not weeks. Here after our first major sell-off from $17 a share up to $30. Here from 16 up to 56. I don't expect a move like that to happen. But the point I'm trying to make is when they are this oversold and there is no very short-term clear area to fill in, we could see a nice upward move, in my opinion. That is the kind of move I will be looking for, honestly. Not necessarily expecting, but looking for. Maybe not all the way up here in the matter of, days, but if we can see an actual reversal, an actual upward trend begin to happen, maybe it looks something like this, or maybe it looks something like down more, a little bit more up, down, up, somewhere into this area, and then see where the company's sat. But given the last couple of months and the good news we've seen alongside the bad news, given the oversold levels, I see an upward move being inevitable at some stage in the relatively near future. But bad December deliveries could well keep us down lower even longer, so do be aware of that, my friends. Oh, also, I just wanted to point this one out for all the Mullen guys, because I know there was a few of you on that last video. I still have no intention of buying myself, but they continued their rally following the EV charging deal with Loop. If you don't know what that's about, you can check out my video from yesterday. But they're up another 15.8% today. I mean, that's 2 nice days for them. You can see those recent lows there only a few days ago at 0.17, now up at 0.25. They're going at it again. Still zero interest from me, but I'm rooting for all you Mullen holders. But anyway, my friends, that is my updated video on Lucid Motors. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you were able to get some value and insight. Just get an idea of what I think when I look at this company right now, because obviously I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of this company because of me in the first place. So hopefully it cleared a few things up. If you watched all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend. I really appreciate you being there from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. And again, if you did enjoy, all I ask is you hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like more content from me. Anyway, guys, I'm going to see you in another video very soon. Peace.